Hey, it's Dan. Welcome to iAllegedly. We have a breaking news report. Stimulus is dead. So let's get into it. Today, Donald Trump called off the stimulus with Nancy Pelosi. The negotiations are finished. And all of us small business owners, we're going to get one thing, and that is nothing. So as I get into it, let me tell you everything about this. And remember, like, share, subscribe. And this is our first special report. So hope you enjoy it. Now, by now you've heard the stimulus has been called off. It's all over the news. Oh my gosh. Trump says the stimulus relief negotiations are over until after the election. Chairman Powell, I'll talk about this more. He spoke earlier today about how much stimulus is needed for the economy. And at 2:48, Trump tweets out that he's called off the negotiation. He's not going to bail out the poor states. There's a couple other sticking points that I'll get into that he called off, but that was it. Now, immediately, this made the stock market cave. It dropped 300 points in a matter of minutes, and it was damaging to the Dow. Trump rejects the Democrats' proposal. Dow drops over 300 points. Now let's get into what happened and what all this means. Now, to back up a little bit, the stimulus negotiations were going okay. They were going back and forth, and like I told you, both sides want to win. Both sides want to be the author of the stimulus package and the reason why their team should get the next 4 years in office. So Nancy Pelosi had asked for certain things with the HEROES Act, and there was a lot of fluff in it. Let's face it. I read the whole thing, and solar energy, cannabis. I mean, I could go on. It was ridiculous, but it didn't go anywhere. And on a video I did about a week and a half ago, which I'll link here, I did 5 scenarios for stimulus. And I was 100% right in that video of what could happen. And the 2 things that could happen in that video was, number one, the House doesn't negotiate with the president's team, and they put together their own package and vote on their own package, and it would go nowhere. And what I had said was, you've got to get the president's side on board to this thing, or it's going to be dead in the water. So watch that video because it was exactly right. And sure enough, what happened was the House comes up with a plan and puts it out there and draws a line in the sand and says, we're not going to negotiate beyond this. Now, with the president going in the hospital last week, he showed all his cards. And what I mean by that is, in negotiations, and let's talk about, you can talk about buying a house, you can talk about a car, but let's just use the car scenario. You walk into a car lot, let's say that it's the price or it's the payment that you're looking to buy that car that you want. Now, if you walk in there and say, the most I can afford is $800 a month, and you tell them that, well, miraculously, the payment's going to come in at $826 a month, just above what you can afford or what you told them, because that's what a good salesman's going to do, and he's going to try to close you on getting in the bigger payment. So anyways, if you walked in there and said, the most I can afford is $700 a month, and I can't do a penny more, and the guy comes in at $756 a month, and I can't even believe we got it that low, then you got a deal, okay? But what Nancy Pelosi did was they came in at $2.4 trillion, and we've lowered it $1 trillion, and you guys need to come up. Now, what Trump did when he went into the hospital is he sent out that flurry of tweets that we've all seen in the news, but he said, I don't want this thing to go over $2 trillion. And I had friends over the weekend, hey, what do you think? You think that that's going to happen? Well, if they're smart, they're going to drop. But again, certain things in it that are fluff. And now, again, I know this channel, and I know it's razor thin on what side that you're on, okay? So I've got righty, tighty, lefty, loose. I got you both on this channel, and it's pretty equal, okay? But again, you can blame the side that you want. But the point is, with the negotiations, he showed his hand. He showed exactly what he wanted to pay, and they couldn't do it. And Nancy Pelosi drew this firm line in the sand that we're not going to bend on this. $600 a week on unemployment. We want these states to get all this funding. And again, it just was not acceptable. And he came back and said no. So you can think that this is horrible, but it's, and it is, okay, first of all, this was a bad move. Now, here's the thing. Donald Trump is a professional negotiator. And this, from a negotiation standpoint, this isn't a Trump property. This isn't dealing with the cement guys and this price isn't fair. And you know what? I don't need to work with you guys. Get off my property, go. Well, this is the United States of America. You've got, tens of millions of people that are being affected by this. On an hourly basis, they're waiting and hearing for this news. Now, Trump said that Nancy Pelosi was not negotiating fairly. Pelosi said the exact same thing. Okay, but Chairman Powell earlier today, this is where I thought, okay, today's the day, it's all going to get wrapped up. Chairman Powell came back and said that they want stimulus. Now, he was speaking at the National Association of Business Economics. Now, imagine that group, Night of the Living Dead. You think biotech is boring? Grandpa, some people call me. Look at that group. That group would have been abysmal to hang out there. So anyways, he was speaking there, talking about how the recovery is terribly slow and that the pandemic has destroyed a good economy. And without the money with a stimulus program for small business especially, it's going to make the recovery awful. And it's going to make it much slower and it's going to cause serious damage to it. Now, you just saw in the video the stock market dropping, which I think it's overinflated and I think it's completely fluff and completely ridiculous. If we didn't have the plunge protection team and the Fed buying debt right now, the stock market the Dow would be at 5,000, the S&P would be equally as low. So anyways, now Chairman Powell today, before all this broke down, said stimulus is needed for two things. Too much stimulus is a bad thing. It doesn't motivate people to work. And too little will drag out the economy to a much slower recovery than we need. He feels that it's going to take, it could take 2 to 3 years now for the economy to come back. Who knows if it'll ever come back? When you look at cities and states like, cities like New York, states like California here that have just been destroyed with this stimulus mess, it's only going to get worse, guys. So you've got the $300 for the unemployment that's out there for small business. EIDL and PPP will not reopen right now. The existing EIDL applications that they have funding for and that they can process will continue to get processed right now. I checked on that today. And the other thing with the SBA is I get people that say, oh, you're just calling the 800 number. No, I had the number 2 person at the SBA speak at my event 2 years ago. I've got a little bit of connections with the SBA to call people in management and ask questions of what's going to happen. PPP is not going to reopen until they sign and specifically get that open with that $130 billion that they have. But as far as everything else is concerned, it's batten down the hatches, guys. There's no stimulus checks. There's nothing that's going to happen right now. Now, I think that this is it. I think that until after Election Day, I think that that's how this is going to be. And either President Trump is going to win and he's going to get 4 more years, and then there's going to be the biggest, greatest stimulus package in the history of mankind, or there's going to be nothing, okay? And I mean nothing as in Dan nothing, okay? It's going to be nothing big time. But right now, batten down the hatches for the next 3 weeks. Don't forget to register to vote. And good luck to everybody, because this is a mess and it's not going to get fixed as a result of this. So please, do what you can do. If you've got money from those programs, do not spend it. They're slow on forgiving PPP right now. I would keep it right now, and I would not spend it right now. If the final 10% of you that have money left over from that, because I don't think there's going to be anything that's going to come of this. Now, one of 2 things will happen as a result of all this. This is Donald Trump's, hey, I'm leaving the car dealership line and we're done and we told you what we would pay, and they're walking to their car and the salesman sees them at the car lot and they're getting in their car and wait a second, give it to them for $7.99 a month, okay? It's that or there's nothing, okay? And I really think that this is it. because Trump has said all he's concerned about is getting a Supreme Court justice through the Senate, and this can wait till after November 3rd. So good luck to everybody. Please like, share, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the breaking news on iAllegedly, and good luck to you. We've got more videos coming out this week, and like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends about the channel, and reach out with your comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think I'm right? Am I totally wrong? I was right already, and look at that last video as a 5 scenarios, because it was my worst performing video in the last 10, but it was 100% spot on what could happen. So good luck to each and every one of you, and do not give up. The whole world wants you to quit, and it's so easy, and you can make the decision not to, okay? Good luck to you.